Illinois pawn shop just infuriated every raging lib with new rule on sign that popped up overnight. The days of liberals telling everyone in America how things are going to be, forcing their ways on others who want no part in it, are over with President Donald Trump in office. We're seeing riots in the streets today because these poorly adjusted adults can't cope with things not going their way. Now, they have just been given new reason to riot over a sign that popped you. Now, they have just been given new reason to riot over a sign that popped up overnight outside a popular pawnshop. The rule stated in no uncertain terms is effective immediately and not sitting well with some people in the suburb of Lockport. Will County Loan Company and pawnbrokers are hiring as their new marquee sign recently announced. All are welcome to apply for the position so long as they fit the qualifications that the business is looking for. However, there's one specification noted on the sign for those who need not apply. Liberal sensitivities are at an all-time high right now as they are unable to take a joke, unless it's, of course, one aimed at the president or his family and threatening the lives of anyone bearing his name. Assassination jokes or trolling an 11-year-old child are all fun and games, but if anything is said about a social issue near and dear to the left, then literal hell breaks loose. Will County Loan learned that what they claimed to be satire wasn't taken so well by patrons and citizens in their town when they announced, "Help wanted, must be female from birth." It's not a lot to ask that their employees be who they were born to be, and it's the business prerogative if they don't want to hire a transgender. Whether a transgender person would apply there or not, or if liberals even frequent the shop at all, they have made Will County Loan Co.'s choice their business in leading the charge against this apparent monumental mishap. While the liberals in Lockport are losing their minds over a sign, they are completely silent about another story regarding a transgender citizen. It turns out that there is a very big reason for this. First, let's visit the upset over the sign, which, WGN9 says, some call it a slur against transgender Americans, but the man responsible says there's a much less dramatic explanation. He wants people to know two things: he's not hiring, and he's not serious. The sign is, no question, satire. People are just too serious. Everybody's becoming offended in this country today. I mean, the place has gone crazy, said Richard Tisch, owner of Will County Loan Company, according to WGN-TV. Tisch insists he's not anti-trans or anti-anyone, except for people who can't take a joke. Many can laugh this off and appreciate his boldness and his marquee, which is the type of sign often used to make silly statements. Tisch is a Marine Corps veteran who served 2 tours in Vietnam, Downtrend reported. He said he put up the sign to support President Trump's military transgender ban. While he doesn't have any issue with what other people do in their private lives, he doesn't agree that it's the U.S. government and taxpayers' responsibility to pay for it, namely, gender reassignment surgery. While Tisch's sign is funny to those not easily offended, what's not a laughing matter is another story brought to light by comparison to this one. Liberals in Lockport, Illinois are so consumed with a stupid sign as perhaps a distraction to a real crime. According to Downtrend, FL Keys News reports that 24-year-old Justin Tyler Calhoun was arrested for murdering 67-year-old Mark Brann in Key West, Florida on Monday. The two men were in a sexual relationship together. The news reports that Calhoun was a male stripper, but identifies as a woman and used female pronouns in previous arrests. The crime itself is particularly brutal. The two got into a fight because Calhoun became convinced that Brann was a cannibal. No, seriously. As things escalated, a gun was brought out, but it jammed and nobody was shot. Calhoun grabbed a pen and stabbed Brann in the eyes several times, but things would get worse. Calhoun then inserted a piece of broken wood into Brann's mouth, stood up, and then stomped on the piece of wood to lodge it further down into Brann's throat, according to the arrest affidavit, which quotes Calhoun as saying she wanted to silence Brann. After that, Calhoun beat Brann in the head with a dresser drawer, killing him. Calhoun was arrested after he or she fled the house naked. It's not coincidental that this latter story never made it to the news, but the sign with a joke about transgenders did. The media has a narrative to push that transgenders are the victims, not the ones victimizing others, including those with their own sexual orientation.